Yo, what's up, guys? Hope everybody has had a green day today. Hope everybody's had a green week. And I guess the biggest thing is not just about being profitable with money in that aspect, but it's also very, very important to understand what trade you're taking and how you're planning the day before, the night before, the week before. It's all about planning. It's all about getting ready into the next day, especially if you're day trading and swing trading. This is what we do. We day trade options. We buy calls. We buy puts. Some people use spreads. Whatever strategy it is that you use, it's all about being ready. It's all about just learning and being ready and having a plan. Uh, with that being said, I know there's a lot of volatility in the market. I know the news has been driving this crazy up and down movement, and it's kind of hard to be able to understand where to go, what we're doing, what to expect, what to look for. And it's just a big roller coaster when it comes to trading in these times. And again, if you don't have a plan, then stay out. If you're swinging, buckle up, and ride these waves. Whether you're going to be down, you're going to be up. Leave the emotions out. Just buckle up your seatbelt and hold on tight. That's all I can really tell you. But let's make a watch list for tomorrow. I have a few tickers that I just wanted to go over, and hopefully this kind of helps you guys get an idea for the week ahead, and just kind of see if there's opportunity that provides itself with certain setups. Again, I'm a zone trader, so for me, I don't use indicators. I go on the bigger time frames, on the 4-hour time frames, to look for like these big ranges, and just to see like the bigger picture of what's going on with proper direction when there's a breakout of a range. And then also the smaller time frames on the 15. This is as small as I go. That is my entries and exits based on the 15-minute time frame using the 4-hour um, zone. So ES, this is the future. There's a lot of consolidation here. We're still holding this support, this purple line. It's the 3400, 3410. It's kind of like this support here, okay? So we just confirmed yesterday and then today that this is support, okay? Now, will it hold into the coming week? I cannot give you the answer. All I do know is that I do have my alert there, and I have my alert right on top over this 3450, 3460 level. Once we start breaking here, we're gonna hit this here, this trend line. So we might get like a little squeeze up in here. So just waiting for that to happen, and then maybe to the top, the break, the pop to the top, and whatever comes, it comes. If it comes down, it comes down. Nonetheless, the alerts are set. 3500, this 3510, and then this 3530, and then we're looking at these all-time highs for a new trend. So this is kind of cool. I think a lot of people are saying it's like some type of cup and handle. Whatever the case may be, this can be a big bull flag, a squeeze, a whatever you guys want to call it. As long as you guys understand the price action that's going on and the sentiment of the market in general, then that's kind of all that matters. So, again, I have my alerts. These are the zones that I'm looking. These are the zones I'm looking to buy, and then take profit here, and then buy here again, and then take profit up top. It's basically that simple for me. But let's look at, one of the top stocks that I have on watch. It's going to be FDX. If you guys go look at the weekly, there's really no red here besides this one right here, and this is the area that I have marked. Other than that, this is our first red candle. This thing don't have earnings till 12/17 December, so we have enough time to trade this without any crazy volatility, other than the fact that UPS has earnings on Wednesday. We can still trade this. So something that I ask myself is, You know, this ticker had a lot of bases being built up, going up and sideways here, and then some little bases here up and down, right? It had some movement down at this bottom as well, but then all of a sudden after this earnings and this whole COVID season, you know, it's nothing but green. So yes, it's a great stock. It's a really great stock, and they're profiting a lot from this COVID. But again, we need some red candles. Let's make that very clear. But again, do not fight the trend, so we cannot be biased. But I'm sure if you look at the RSI and look at all that stuff, that thing is like way overextended. But here you go. Here's a trend. Here's a breakout. And here's another trend. Like this thing, it's almost like it does need a pull. It needs a pullback, like a nice one. And the nice pullback that I'm looking for is over here. This is where I start having alerts down at the bottom. And then I do have all these alerts as well for the top. Now we are at that trend line today. We did break down to the bottom. We broke this down last night in the stream with some of my guys, and then this thing came down, and then now it had a decent move. So what I'm going to look for into the coming weeks, I want to see this bounce, the retest, maybe looking for this 280. So here I go on the 15-minute chart. Let's just go on the hourly chart. So again, that's where we're at. Okay, this is kind of simple. 275. Okay, target of 271.50. You can take it as low as the 270. Okay, FDX. That's going to be your short trigger and then your targets. But if we have a green market again, I'll expect a retest of 280, maybe come back up to this 282, 282.50 from where we broke out from today. So you have levels here. Okay, use the pre-market levels, of course, to take it high, take it low, use the pre-market levels depending where we're at. And of course, FTX doesn't have like a crazy pre-market level, but nonetheless, you can still find it. Okay, so that's going to be kind of the play into tomorrow. Use the pre-market levels to take it above. 280 is your first target, and then the retest. And now something that I don't want to see happen is a 280, and then we flush down into the next week. So it's not that I don't want to see it happen. Like I would love to see that. So we'll follow up into next week. But for tomorrow, looking for the retest of this 280 and this 282.50, just kind of see what it does. And then we'll post more on next week, and I'll post more charts following through with this FDX. So that's going to be my top watch for next week. Okay, so that's FDX. Here's Costco. Okay, Costco has also been one of those like great stocks that it's been trending. Look at this huge trend, you know, even through this whole COVID thing. So again, it's had this nice base, right? Nice base here, nice base there. Another like crazy one right here, and then just trend up. I did post this one in the chat as well when we were right here, and it's actually broke down below the 375. That's the level that I gave. Again, you could have grabbed any one of these levels, 377 and 375, dropping it down. So we're still going to watch that, and that is actually coming back to retest. So you know, like I said, you can make sure you keep track of that right there. So your levels is still the 375, and then the top of that's going to be you can do 383. So make sure you set those alerts, break out of the range, and we're going. Whether we go up or down, don't matter. We're option traders, just like I said. Okay, so all my alerts are set. And again, you want to wait for the retest and see what it does. Okay, because that's what we're doing. I like this. We can definitely go something like that. So this would be your target right here. Okay, here's your like little speed bump. This would be your first target. Okay. Here's your next target. There's your next target, and then 362. Of course, it has to change trend. direction and everything. So will depend a lot on the market. So we'll be good. Costco, and then so again, Costco is going to be one of those that I watch all next week. Roku, same thing. It's been very successful, even through the whole COVID thing. Changed trend here and just started on this nice run. So the weekly candle still a doji, and this is why I like it. 4-hour time frame. This was another chart that I had posted for the break below of the 220.50, the 221. You can start getting in, and we did break down, and it did hit the zone perfectly. Now what it's doing, it actually came back to retest, and at the retest is actually holding this same range. Okay, so you kind of see this top over here. It's got smacked down right back into this range. You see the breakdown again, and then you see it get smacked back up all the way into its range. So the levels on this one is not changing. So the 228, once you get above here, the take profit is gonna be the 240, and the same thing down to the bottom, the 220, 220.50, and then the target's gonna be this 212, and then I have a lower target down here of this like 205. So we have that going. Make sure you watch these levels. That is the meat of the bone. So do not miss out on this specific play. Again, that's gonna be on my watch list for next week, and I'll definitely be posting more charts on those. The next chart will be Disney. Disney has been one of those slower stocks lately. It's been, it's been getting hit by the COVID. Same thing with the theme parks not being open, and then you get this good news on the theme parks, and then you get this bad news on the theme parks, and then it goes up and then it goes down. So it's just one of those that gets a lot of movement when it comes to some of that type of news. So be aware. Here's something that I liked. Okay, just the recent movements here. All this consolidation right here, we're kind of in that middle range right here. So we're kind of stuck in between the resistance of this like 131 and then the support of this 120, 120.50, 121. So we're kind of in the middle still. So we're indecisive as to whether we're going to go on top and when we're going to go on the bottom. And those lines are yellow for this specific reason. Let me show you. Okay, look at this yellow. This was before this big pop. Okay, and then when we started trading up over in the 130s up here, this is when Disney got like a lot of streaming news. It beat some earnings over here. It got like some like different news, and it was like on a whole different level. So I call this like the before COVID. Before COVID, right here, right on top with this new level of trading. And this was a range that it was stuck in for such a long time. And then when COVID happened, we actually came back to the bottom and test the bottom of the range, this bigger one. And we actually traded, and we actually, we're kind of trying to go on top. But again, we're kind of just stuck in the middle again. So, again, you can definitely day trade it. Sometimes it doesn't move much, but when it does, it has some decent moves. So this pattern was also posted a couple of days ago. So we were able to trade this breakout, and it hit the targets perfectly. Okay, so let me take this off. These were little targets that we had, and the other target's going to be this 130. So again, we were over this right here. What I want to see is this thing break this 128 and hold above 128. So above 128, the first target, like I said, Disney's not a crazy mover, but 129 and then 130 would be your target. So start scaling out at those areas. If we can get above this 127.50 would be your entry for puts to this 126.50. That's kind of how far I would take it. Other than that, you can use it as a range going into next week. So you can actually use this. You can use that as a range. So you can trade the top, come back down. go back up. So you have multiple ways of trading this specific stock. But again, over 128 to the 129 and 130, it's coming into Friday. So be aware of what's going on tomorrow with the market. As long as we have a green day, I still think Disney can keep pushing and kind of retest this 131 into next week, and maybe hopefully, reclaim that that top area where we used to be trading at. So we'll see. We'll keep this one on watch for next week. So I just gave you FTX, Costco, Roku, and Disney. And then here's one more, just to throw in there for the watch list. Here, McDonald's actually broke out, had a nice little breakout on this squeeze right here. So I'm just going to delete this because we don't need it anymore. The trend is still here. Okay, the range was here, and now we're pushing to the top. Okay, so I really like McDonald's. It's a safe stock, and it actually has a nice little level right here. There you go, 229.50. Okay, long that 225.50 and sorry 229.50. And honestly, I'd probably be looking for these tops over here, just to have that trend keep going. McDonald's still a good company nonetheless. Their cheeseburgers are pretty good. I heard their chicken nuggets are delicious too. And if you guys can, grab those Happy Meals. It'll leave you smiling at the end of the day. Oh, as long as you're green. Okay, so 229.50. Look for the 230 whole number. It's a psychological level, so watch out for that. 231, 232, and then 234. Ultimately, that's kind of what I want to see. That's where I have my alert. This is where I have my alert. So we'll take this long tomorrow. Hopefully we can swing trade this one actually. So it's like a nice little squeeze. So we'll wait. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, we'll wait till Monday and it'll squeeze in here, and then Monday it'll pop. So whether it happens tomorrow or Monday, either way, we can still trade it and have this on the watch list, okay? So FTX, Costco, Roku, Disney, and McDonald's. And notice something about all these, they don't have earnings coming anymore anytime soon. So stay green. If you guys need any help trading these tomorrow, tag me. I'll be in the chats. You'll find me. Tag me on Instagram if you want. Tell Beeler to tag me, whatever you guys want. But yeah, hopefully this helps. And stay green, guys. Hopefully you guys are all profitable tomorrow.